Is a curved monitor the best way to experience video games? I couldn't tell you. But I can tell you about the BenQ 3210R, how it handles space games and pretty pictures. For 2 weeks, I've been using this as a daily monitor for playing games, editing videos, and staring at nice backgrounds. With that experience in my back pocket, I'm going to give you my opinion, and at the end of it all, I'm going to give this monitor away to one of you first month viewers, with a couple extra pieces in there for additional winners. So let's get to it. Thank you for coming to my tomato talk. Before we start, of course, we need to look at everything in the box. It's not much, but it's an honest bunch. You have a few options in connectivity with HDMI, USB-B, and DisplayPort cords, as well as the power adapter, the remote, and obviously the literature in the monitor itself. Worth noting, you also get a 3-year warranty from BenQ. Starting with the stand, it's a very nice design. I like the adjustability, and the connectivity to the actual monitor is incredibly nice and simple. However, it's not very minimal. In fact, it's quite loud, and it'll take up quite a bit of space on your desk, so bear that in mind. Once set up, the monitor is pretty imposing. It's tall, it's large, and it's obviously curved. Next to my other monitors, it felt like a true centerpiece, but it didn't crowd me out like ultra-wides tend to do. This monitor can definitely go solo on your desk though. It's pretty big. Considering the bottom of the monitor, I always like to have my Tobii 5 eye tracker attached. Using the included mount, it actually plays really nicely with the curved monitors. And given the design of this one, it works out considering if the monitor were flat, there wouldn't be anywhere to mount it. I tend to use the device a lot more with cinematic games in order to get that extra bit out of the experience. While a bit expensive, it can add a lot to your game sessions. If you'd like to see my review on the eye tracker itself, you can find it in the video description below. Worth mentioning is that this eye tracker will actually block the centrally placed controls on the underside of the monitor. Normally easy to reach, this caused a problem for me. Luckily, it was easily remedied by the convenient remote included with the monitor. The remote is easy to use, light, and well sized. Said menu is pretty straightforward, with everything from system info to eye care settings easily available. And as I said, you never have to use the underscreen controls with that remote handy. It comes ready to go out of the box and is way more useful than I thought it would be. And with so many visual settings and a useful sound system to adjust the volume of, I was using the settings way more than I normally do. But if we could just sit back and do that, then why not? Now let's talk about what it's like to actually play on this screen. For starters, I've never owned a curved monitor that wasn't ultra-wide, so this is a little bit weird to me. But the extra space on the sides for other monitors on the desk is pretty important when I'm gaming, filming, or editing and need to see the other windows. The ultra-wide monitors can handle this as well, but multiple screens powered by multiple machines offers a lot more flexibility. And at 2560 by 1440 resolution on a 31.5-inch display, it feels like the perfect setup for a satisfying experience at a pixel per inch rating of about 92. This is the top size, in my opinion, that allows you to avoid performance losses at a size like this while keeping good details. 1440p hits that really nice spot. The size combined with such an intense curve makes for what I consider to be the best visual experience when it comes to gaming. That doesn't mean it works for everything that I do though. The color accuracy here isn't the best I've seen. I had some trouble getting the perfect tones and settings that I wanted, but for gaming it's more than enough to supply you with some of the best experiences in a massively diverse game like Star Citizen. When it came to editing and creating videos and branding items though, I couldn't really rely on it to give me the truest representation of the colors that I was using. The HDR specification of 400 was also disappointing when it came to the choices in HDR levels to choose from, which finds 400 at the bottom. Though the options available here still create some incredible scenes like those you might see in a space game. The controller and monitor itself both have dedicated buttons for switching between HDR modes, offering the chance to see what options you have to watch with. And despite the lower contrast ratio, I find it still gives pretty satisfactory results. Now let's talk about viewing angles. VA panels such as this don't always have the best viewing angles, but the curve of this monitor with the ultra-wide aspect means your viewing angle's visual degradation is much less severe. This helps to avoid color shift and distortion, however you may still notice a slight vignette around the edges. With 1 millisecond response time and 165 Hz refresh rate, the monitor actually does a great job at avoiding blurring and ghosting that you normally get on similar panels. It's a bit of a bummer though that this isn't a 240 Hz screen. I can't say it means that much to me though. This monitor is perfectly fine when dealing with scenes featuring fast-moving objects and tons of contrast, and will have no problem providing the best experience for most games. As for sound quality, the speakers are actually quite good. Just like with smartphones, if you can deal with looking at the speakers all the time in the front, then forward-facing will always be the best way to go for sound quality. When you don't have to worry about being too loud, this is great. It was nice being able to easily and reliably switch to some solid sound when I got tired of my headphones. As somebody who hasn't had the ability to get a pair of speakers in years, this has been a really nice addition that definitely puts this monitor over similar models for me. Overall, I think this monitor is a great choice for anybody looking to get into space-based games or just gaming in general. It handles all the scenes and situations nicely with great representation visually and above average audio feedback. There are a few small features I could do without, but overall this monitor gets the job done where it counts and treats you to a few extra bonuses. Whether that's worth the $699 price tag for you is another question. Though there are occasional sales, such as the current year-end sale for $100 off. But now we can talk about the fun part. As you noticed, I left all the plastic on the monitor throughout this review. That's because in about a month, in January, I will be giving this monitor away to one of you as long as you're in the US. But don't worry, for those who are not, there's more. As I made clear in my review, I find that the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 does a really good job of improving the overall experience while gaming. Tobii agrees. So we've partnered up again to give away another to the garden community. But everybody knows tomatoes come in threes. I think. That ship you've been seeing throughout the review with those weird little thrusters? I mean, what's a giveaway in 2021 without a digital asset, right? We'll be giving away one of these heavy gunships and a copy of Star Citizen to one of the community members as well. That's 3 prizes, 3 winners, over $1,000 and multiple chances to enter in the video description or over on my website. So make sure to subscribe and comment and enter the giveaway down below. And if you enjoyed this review and want to see more on the channel, then please let me know down in the comments below. This is only my first time reviewing a monitor and my second time reviewing any sort of hardware, so constructive criticism is definitely welcome. But I hope this video helps you make a decision on your next monitor, and if not, I hope that you at least win something. Regardless, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. And thanks to my top supporters, TK, Ken Garcia, Valiant15, The Alpaca, Holston Coop, The Huntress, Dasek, Guilty Conscious, Extreme Tuber 7, El Gordo, Jarzy, Jin, Bilal Eliasem, Brian Peterson, and That Aussie Guy.